Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Bradie Benson. This is kind of a 5-episode segment sitting down with the UNL Rodeo Team. We have Bradie Crouse right here from Blair, Nebraska. Bradie, thank you for coming today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about we were talking earlier and you said you started out rodeoing in Wyoming, is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell a little bit about kind of the culture rodeoing there and then be able to come rodeo under Coach Wyatt Clark.
Yeah, so I started out in Gillette, Wyoming. They have a really good rodeo program out there. I was blessed to be able to learn a lot, and I was there for 2 years, and then I ended up getting the opportunity to work with Wyatt and transferring to a younger program that's kind of coming up, and I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to be able to rodeo for a coach like Wyatt and an upcoming program that I think is going to see success in the near future.
Awesome. And you were talking about you've been riding horses and rodeoing since you were young, like 7 or 8 years old. What kind of got you interested in that, especially being from Blair, Nebraska, not necessarily this huge ag or rodeo area? What kind of got you interested in it? Was it someone that inspired you, your family? Talk a little bit about your background, kind of start rodeoing.
Yeah, I started riding horses. I said 3, I think, but I remember riding horses at a very young age, and I think my love for the horse and my passion for horses really led me into rodeoing, and being able to have that connection with your animal and be able to rope and run barrels, that kind of really led me into start rodeoing. My dad rode bulls and then started team roping, so I kind of got the bug from him too. And then when I was really young, we used to go trail riding a lot, and one of our very good family friends, Linda and Pat McGooden, they sold me a little colt gelding, and we called him Luke at the time. Now his name is Rocket Donkey, and he is like my certified head horse, my favorite horse in the pen. I always go to grab him. But Pat, he really inspired me to start rodeoing and keep rodeoing. He used to ride broncs, so just being around people that have inspired me like Wyatt and everybody else who is coming in my life and really showed me what the rodeo atmosphere is like. I'm really truly blessed that I get to do what I do.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit about coming to UNL. Why UNL? Why did you pick UNL Rodeo? Why did you want to continue to rodeo in college? Just a little bit about that.
Yeah, I love college rodeo, and you only get to do it once in your life. You've only got so many years to college rodeo, and I was at the JUCO, and I had my associate's degree done, and I was kind of at the turning point. It was like, okay, do I want to go get my 4-year, or what do I kind of want to do there? And coming back and rodeoing for the university had kind of always been in the back of my mind. There's always something about rodeoing for your home state that just is a really big sense of pride. And I take a lot of pride rodeoing for UNL and Nebraska and for the Cornhuskers, and it's a lot of fun. And Wyatt, his amazing coaching abilities, it made it a pretty easy decision for me to come home.
That's awesome. So you compete in barrel racing, breakaway, team roping, and goat time. Is that correct?
Yep.
And so 4 events, being a college student, talk a little bit about balancing that schedule, what it takes to be able to kind of not lack an event or lack in school and just be able to compete well in all 4 events in rodeo.
Yeah, it can be challenging, and it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of focus, especially with schoolwork and rodeoing and being in so many events. You really have to manage your time well and, put in the extra hours, if that means staying up late at night to get your homework done, to get up. There's a lot of late nights and there's a lot of early mornings, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Rodeoing and being in 4 events, it can be challenging too. But having a short memory and, when something doesn't go your way, you just got to put it behind you and move on, because there's always going to be another one.
Yeah. So being able to rodeo, being from Blair, rodeoing across the state of Nebraska, and then being in college rodeo and rodeoing across the Great Plains region in general, talk about, do you have any kind of a memorable moment, whether that's when you were young that stuck with you, or in high school rodeoing, or just in college, or even just at your short time at UNL that's kind of stuck with you that you continue to carry with you through your rodeo career?
Oh my gosh, how can I pick just one? There's so many memories that I've made with so many great people over the past, my whole life pretty much, and the relationships that you make rodeoing and the lifelong friends that you meet. I've got friends that live in Texas and California and all over the United States, and those relationships are relationships that are really special to have, especially, doing what we do and traveling so much, you know, having those connections with people, and it's just truly amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, a lot of people might not know about the new Equine or UNL Rodeo sports complex that's being built. So why don't you share a little bit about that, just so people all across Nebraska and the Midwest that are watching this, just so, you know, what is it going to entail? What's kind of the timeline of what you can share on that? And how can the public themselves be able to get involved, whether that's through donations, through support, things like that?
Yeah. Wyatt might have a little bit more to share on it, but I think that it's going to be a really awesome deal. It's going to be really, you know, amazing for the program. It's going to grow the program. I think it holds a lot of opportunities to build the program, and, you know, whether that's recruiting, you know, anything really. And it's really awesome to watch all the behind the scenes of everything. You know, how to get, you know, that kind of stuff going, and there's going to be 3 phases of it, and the first one's going to be, you know, the boarding. The second one will be just putting up the arena, and the third will be, you know, covering and, you know, with the classroom and everything. Like I said, Wyatt might have a little bit more to share about that, but it is a truly amazing opportunity, you know, for anybody who's looking at coming to UNL. The opportunity is here.
Awesome, awesome. You talk about your dad rode bulls, and you have a family in rodeo. But when it comes to like the professional rodeo world, is there anybody that you look up to, an icon, whether it's someone in the barrel racing or someone in a different event than you? Who is someone that kind of inspires you, or someone that you look up to in the rodeo world?
Obviously, there's a lot of people that I looked up to my entire life. My parents have done a really good job raising me, and Pat, who I kind of talked about earlier, who I've always looked up to, and he's always the one who's told me to be uncommon no matter what, and the meaning of that is just to be, you know, different and do everything that people are not willing to do, and putting in the extra work and really telling and asking yourself, how bad do you want this? And I think that's really what stuck with me from Pat is, you know, to be uncommon, and my dad telling me, you know, how much do you want this, Bradie? How hard, and what are you willing to give to, you know, reach your goals? So.
Yeah, awesome. That's sweet. It's always nice having role models be able to shape what you want to be one day, and also being able to have multiple role models so you can take a little bit of each character and build it into a better character. And so, kind of wrapping up here, talk a little bit about just the UNL rodeo culture, just of the team. You know, you can have a bunch of high point scores and everything and do well, but if you don't have a well-rounded team and a well-rounded culture, you kind of get excited for practice to be over, and you get excited for the season to be over. So talk about just the rodeo culture in general, just at UNL and on the team.
Oh, we have a great team. Everybody is so close with each other. It's like a big family that we have. It's never a thing where we're just trying to get out of practice. It's more of a thing where we are not really wanting it to be over, and we just can't wait for, you know, to get started. You know, it's a lot of fun because it makes it, you know, rodeoing can be stressed sometimes, and it can be pressure filled, but I feel like with everybody on the team that we have now, there's no pressure, and we're just there to have fun and, you know, do what we can do and do our best. You know, we put in the work, we all push each other in the practice pen, and, you know, when we get to the rodeos, it's like, okay, now it's a competition against you and yourself in your head. So.
Yeah, awesome. And so, if there's any prospective people, whether it's in Nebraska, high school students, or even people that are finishing up their 2-year degree like you did, kind of sell the UNL Rodeo Team of why people should consider coming out of high school and coming to rodeo here, or just transferring in. And it kind of ties in a little bit with culture too, but just kind of give your business pitch on why people should come to and join the UNL Rodeo Team.
Yeah, UNL's a great place to be. It's a great school, first off. I mean, that's really why I chose to come here, is that the school and the opportunities that you know, getting a 4-year degree gave me is one thing. Obviously, Wyatt Clark is another really, really great reason to come. He's a great coach. Like I said, there's never any pressure. It's really just to go have fun and do what you do. And thirdly, our great facility that we're going to put up, and it's, like I said earlier, it's allowing for a lot of new opportunities for the young kids coming up, and I think especially for kids like me in the state of Nebraska who grew up in the state of Nebraska, you know, we have a lot of pride, and I think it's going to be something really special to look into and what's going to happen in the future.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for sitting down with me, Bradie. Super excited to see how the season just kicked off, so to see how it continues to go. And so, if you want to watch Bradie compete, come down to the UNL Rodeo May 2nd and 3rd at the Sandhills Global Event Center. And thanks again, Bradie.
Yeah, thank you.